Hi guys, Marley here from Take 10, and today our Get to Know You question is about goals. We've been talking about our Take 10 goals, but these are kind of more fun personal goals. What's something you want to do in your life? Okay, go. So something I want to do in my life is I would love to hike the Appalachian Trail. So that's a trail that's on the East Coast and it goes through like a whole bunch of states. And part of it goes through the Smoky Mountains and I love that place. And I'd absolutely love to take a few weeks off and just go hiking. It's really important to me, so hopefully I get to do that. All right. I wish I could have heard all of your lovely answers, but now we're going to get started in the material part, and today we're talking about problem solving. Problem solving. All right, and this first slide sort of illustrates a little bit how many different kinds of problems we can have, but we'll get into that. So last week we talked about listening and communication. So we practiced I statements, which is a way to express our wants and needs to others. Remember, in an assertive way, so standing up for ourselves, but not aggressive, not hurting people. I asked you to think about a problem you have in your life and to brainstorm 3 possible solutions. And just hold on to that thought because we will get there very shortly. So first we're going to start out with a quote, and it says, it's not what you say to everyone else that determines your life. It's what you whisper to yourself that has the greatest power. So there's going to be a little bit of a focus today on positive self-talk, which we have mentioned before. So that's talking to yourself and thinking about yourself in a positive way, because we'll see that's really going to be very important to problem solving. So now we're going to have a talk in turn. So I'd like you guys to finish this statement in one word or phrase. So the statement is, problem solving is blank. And a hint just to help creative juices flow is, how does problem solving make you feel? All right, so these are some possible answers that some of you guys might have said. So you might have said problem solving is scary, it's hard, it's challenging, frustrating, something I don't like, and something I'm not good at. And if you're on that side, that is okay. I am an adult. I personally still don't like problem solving, but we're hoping that by introducing some of this stuff today and by you guys practicing it, throughout the year with your teachers, problem solving can be something that you see as creative. It requires hard work, persistence, something you can be good at, and something you can be proud of. So even if you grow up and you become an adult like me and you still don't like problem solving, that's okay. But you can still be good at it and you can still be proud of your ability to be good at it. So this might look familiar. I have been in some of your schools, so I know that some of you have talked about fixed and growth mindsets before, but I really just wanted to weave this in because I think it is very, very important. So again, a fixed mindset is somebody that's ignoring feedback, they don't try, they give up easily, mistakes are bad, and they avoid challenges. And it's easy to fall into that kind of mindset for sure. But the growth mindset is somebody that learns from failure, they put in effort, they keep going, embrace challenges, and learn from feedback. So just because someone has a growth mindset, it doesn't mean they haven't struggled before. They're still going to encounter a problem and they might still have that initial frustration, of course, but once you have trained yourself and are able to enter your growth mindset, you're really going to be able to push past a lot of different challenges, and a lot of that starts with positive self-talk and other things that we're going to talk about today. And oh my gosh, problem solving is such an important thing, right? And it goes way beyond just what you're learning right now. This is something you're going to have to deal with for the rest of your life. And look how many different kinds of problems there are. So on the left, there's Sudoku. So that's like a numbers problem. We have standardized tests. So those have a lot of different kind of problems on them. Now we have this man at the bottom who is late for a bus. He missed the bus, I mean. So he now has the problem of how is he going to get to work? And he has to solve that. So anger itself is not a problem, right? But when you notice that you're feeling angry or feeling upset, you encounter a problem because what are you going to do with that anger? How are you going to express it in a way that allows you to get your feelings out, but also doesn't hurt yourself, others, or your surroundings? Then we have recycling. That's an issue. How do we get rid of our trash? What do we do? And then at the top, we have these three girls making fun of another girl. So what's the one getting made fun of going to do? And how are those other three eventually going to change their behavior so that they can interact with others in a more positive way? So then, now we're going to talk about problem solving. How can we solve our problems? So there's 4 easy steps of what we can do. So first, we're going to identify the problem. Then we're going to brainstorm solutions. Next, we're going to choose a solution and act on it. And finally, at the end, we're going to reflect on that decision. So again, I want to remind you, all of us, we all have the skills to be excellent problem solvers. It really just takes a lot of practice and a lot of patience, but we all can do it. So now we're going to go through an example problem together. So that means that I'd like you to pause the videos as needed, because I think that's the best way it will work. All right, so here's the problem. Manny gets a report card back from his teachers, and his grades are worse than he thought. He's nervous to tell his grandparents, whom he lives with, because he's afraid they'll be disappointed and angry at him. Additionally, he wants to hang out with his friends in the upcoming weekend, and he's pretty sure he won't get to go if he tells them. What should he do? So step 1, identify the problem. All right, so you guys, this is where you'll pause the video, but a tip I have for that is just try to approach the problem from another person, i.e. Manny's perspective. And if you need to see the problem again, here it is. Okay. So should Manny tell his grandparents about his bad grades? That's the problem he has, and if so, when? All right, step 2. Now we have to brainstorm solutions. So here's some tips for that. So you're going to want to write out lists. You've got to organize all that information then. So you can use pro-con lists. You can use a Venn diagram. I like highlighting. Whatever you need to do to organize it to make sense to you. And then, of course, take a break if you get frustrated or overwhelmed. Problem solving is not easy. And it's totally okay to step away from a situation. Okay, so here's some possible solutions. So one solution, Manny tells them immediately. Okay, so pro would be he got honesty points for doing that. It's the right thing. But the con, he might not get to see his friends, and that kind of sucks. All right, so the next option Manny could do, he could wait to tell them after going to his friend's house. So pro, he gets to see his friends. Con, he's living with that guilt that whole time. Con, the grandparents might be mad he didn't tell them sooner. And then a third option is Manny could just not tell them, and then they'll find out through the school. So pro, he gets to see his friends. Con, the grandparents will almost certainly be more angry that they didn't find out sooner and that they didn't find out from him. Okay, so step 3, choose a solution and act on it. What is Manny gonna do? All right, so I decided to have some fun with this one. He waits to tell them after going to a friend's house. Ooh, he didn't do the right thing. What's gonna happen? Okay, so step 4, now we're gonna reflect on the situation. So understandably, the grandparents are very angry that Manny hid this information from them, and now he's grounded for an additional 2 weeks. So he got to go to his friend's house like he wanted, but at what cost? So whenever you're making decisions, there are always going to be things that you're going to have to weigh, right? You're going to have to weigh the cost of doing something at that time, and you're going to have to weigh the benefit. So that's really kind of where pro-con lists can help, because they can help you weigh those things. Okay, so now for our activity, I'm proud of this one. We are going to do a little bit of drawing, so that's fun. So what does the world, your classroom, your family, or even you personally need help with? So I'd like you to draw an invention of something, or it could be like a quality that a person has that would make life easier. So use your imagination and go wild. So my invention is windshield wipers for glasses. So I personally don't have glasses, but I know a lot of people in my life that do. And when they go outside and it's raining, I know their glasses get all fogged up and they can't see. So I thought it'd be kind of cool if there were little windshield wipers there. So anyway, use your imagination, let them go wild. What invention would make life better? So this activity should take 10 to 15 minutes-ish. And then, of course, like sharing your drawings, I think that would be really awesome as well. But that's kind of up to whoever's facilitating this. All right, and so that's what I have for you guys today. So thinking ahead for next week we're going to talk about perspectives. So we mentioned that a little bit today, but next week we're going to go into it. So that's thinking about conflict from another person's point of view. So we've talked about words like self-care, empathy, and diversity before, but I'd like you to pick one of these 3 words and think about how it would help us understand someone else's perspective. All right, and thank you guys for being here again today, and I'm excited for next time. All right, peace.